So let us start with scope of macroeconomics. So what is the scope of macroeconomics? So macroeconomics is further divided into these theories which you can see. So the first theory is theory of income and employment. As the name suggests, we will be learning about income and employment. This particular theory is further categorized into two parts. When we get income, how do we consume that income, and that gives rise to the consumption function. Also, likewise, a human being, if he gets an income, he will consume a part of an income and he will save or he will invest the another part, which leads to the next theory, which is investment function. Next is theory of business cycle. That means the change in theory of consumption and change in theory of investment leads to the business cycles, which is inflation, deflation and severe depression. The next theory is general price level and inflation. In this theory, we will be learning about what are the factors that determines the price in the country and how it leads to inflation. Next theory is theory of economic growth and development. And the last theory is macro theory of distribution. So let us learn one by one about this theory. So the first theory which you can see is theory of income and employment. So in this theory, we will analyze what are the factors that determines the national income of the country and determines the employment. Also, what causes fluctuation in the level of output, employment and the level of income in the country. So macroeconomic analysis explains which factor determines the level of national income and employment. So in this particular theory, we will study about what are the factors that determines the level of national income in the country and also what determines the employment in the country. Also, what causes fluctuation in the level of income, output and employment. Also, there are few factors due to which there is a fluctuation in the level of income of the country. That means the income increases or the income decreases. The output, that means the total production of goods and services in the country, and employment. So how many people are employed, how many people are unemployed, the types of different unemployment. So in this particular theory, which is theory of income and employment, we will be studying about what are the factors that determine the national income of the country, what are the factors that determine the employment of the country, and what causes fluctuation in the level of income, output and employment. To understand how the level of employment is determined, we have to study the consumption function and investment function. So in order to know what is the level of employment in the country, what is the rate of unemployment, we have to study the consumption function and the investment function, which is there in detail in a chapter called as income determination. So both this function you will be studying in detail in a chapter called as income determination.